Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Christmas in January. So today, the 25th, I'm getting together with a lot of my scrappy friends. You're going to see some new channels joining us this year, which is exciting. And a lot of our lovely friends that joined me last year will still be playing along this year, where on the 25th of every month, we are going to bring you something, a project related to Christmas. Some of us might be catching up on our December Documented or December Daily or December Memories books. Some might be getting a head start on cards and little DIY projects and stocking stuffers. Others will be doing 12 by 12 layouts. So all sorts of fun Christmas related projects on the 25th of every month. So today I am working in my December Documented because I'm not quite finished it yet and I don't want it to go on for too long. I really would like to finish it by the middle to the end of February, certainly no longer than that. For a while there in December, that was pretty much the only thing that I was sharing with you and working on. But now I've gone back to doing some of my regular projects, the sketches and other things. But I don't want to forget this and I don't want this to fall by the wayside. So I'm working in my 6x8 album and I'm giving, this is sort of, it's not really a double page because it is going to be back to front in my book and you're going to see in a moment. But it is 6x8, it's a full 6x8 page, then a full 6x8 page of journaling. And in my book, I'm going to put this vellum on top. The journaling is not private, but it's not something I definitely want everybody to just stop and read as they're looking through my book. So I figured if I put a piece of vellum on it, and then you'll see how I place it in the page protector, you really have to work hard to see. And I'm not going to put a pull tag or anything to let people know that they can pull it out, although some people I might actually tell them that they can do that. It was a bit of journaling that I needed to get done. It belongs in this book because it is a December memory. Not everything in December is always perfectly fun holiday related. And of course, 2020 was so weird anyway. My goodness me. And that's how I actually start this journal. And yes, one more thing for the 2020 book of weird. So there you go. So I start here with a full 6x8 and I'm working with the Stay Home for the Holidays, the printable collection by Traci Reed, which I love. So I use this sort of brick paper and I'm doing my 1/3, 2/3, as you know, one of my favorite go-to designs that is so easily adapted to a 6x8 format and I love it. So I did my 1/3, 2/3. So 2 of the pattern papers that were in the collection. And this is a little strip that was on actually a 4x6 journaling card where it had this strip top and bottom and just room for journaling in the middle. So I used the strip here and I used the other one here to decorate my grid. And this is grid paper from the Nicole Jones 911 printables, of course. So this is all printables pretty much on this page, except for this little star, which is from the Vicky Bouton Storyteller, and this lovely little puffy sticker, which is from the Jen Hadfield The Avenue, Thinking of You, and some Doodlebug Designs Alpha's Mum. So Thinking of You, Mum. So this is a picture I just got on the internet, which is of the hospital, I guess one of the local ones to us. The hospital only about maybe not quite 20 kilometers, oh no, not 20 kilometers, maybe 10 kilometers away from us. The emergency and then the main entrance, because my mom this year, as many of you already know, my mom spent the entire holiday season in the hospital. She went into the hospital on Wednesday the 16th and she came out on Tuesday, was it Tuesday the 5th? Tuesday the 5th of January. And so this year is just hard. And that's sort of what I'm thinking of you, Mum, because that's what this is all about. I use some punches to just do a little bit sort of in the diagonal, fill up my little corners here as I like doing. I used a 1.5 inch punch, and I sort of made them come off the edge in both cases. Just put my "This Year is Hard" there, thinking of you, Mum. The photo, which is double matted in a bit of a wider mat, and then just a more narrow mat of black cardstock, and then this little star. So that is basically the page. And then I took the grid from the Nicole Jones 911, and this is Seasoned Spices in the blue. This is sort of blue and that lovely mustardy color. This I just cut out from one of the Traci Reeds. I think it's either one of the 3x4s or 4x6 journaling cards. Matted it in black just to do a little bit, just so that it wasn't a plain page, and then used this same border down here. Now on the border there is this little red and white sort of peppermint strip. I took it off here. Now that I think of it, if I had used this one over here, I could have left it because it would have been on the top, but on this one here it was on the bottom, and I'm just realizing that now, actually. Oh well, but I think it's perfect the way it is there. I did a lot of journaling on this about how all of that happened, went down, and I could not go and see Mum. She was in the emergency for some days. Then she was in sort of, I call it a bit of a holding cell. It was basically a room where they just had like COVID tests every 2 days, I think for like 5 days. And then once all of those results were negative, after the 5 days, she was fully admitted. All of this in the end was for some cortisone infiltrations that she needed to help relieve a lot of her acute and chronic pain related to arthritis. But of course, during the holidays, this was the type of procedure that was not happening. Then the whole question was, well, should she go home? But then if she goes home, the residence that she lives in requires her to be in quarantine for 2 weeks, which makes absolute sense. I don't argue with it at all. My mom lives in a residence, and there are over 600 residents. It's a lovely, lovely complex, and they have not had one case ever through this entire pandemic. So that's something that I'm extremely grateful for, and therefore I certainly go along with anything and everything they say, including wearing my Martian suit right now. Anyway, so part of this was very difficult. I could only speak with Mum on the phone. I could not go and see her. Although towards the last few days in the last ward that she was in, they were allowing some children to visit. But of course, I work with the public, so I was not on that list, and I could not go. So there are a lot of emotions in here and a lot of journaling that I really needed to get down. So I thought this was a perfect way of doing it, getting it on the page, and then putting this vellum so you can see a little bit, but you really have to force yourself to read the journaling. So then the way it's going to go in my book is this will be the front and this will be the back. So it won't be a side-by-side double. It's going to go into my book like this, and then you are going to see that rather than decorate the vellum, oh, let me get this in here. Rather than decorate, so it gets into the page protector, you're going to turn it over, and there you go. And rather than decorate the vellum, how many times can I say that in a row? I decorated the pocket so that the dimension would be on the outside, and I used these lovely acrylic snowflakes from Redefine Creative. They're exclusives to Redefine Creative. That was in the present that my lovely friend Colleen had sent to me via Christina at Redefine Creative. So I have these beautiful, there are some white, some royal blue, and these frosty clear that have just a little bit, I don't know whether you can see that. Isn't that gorgeous? A little bit of sort of that aqua, icy, turquoisey color on it as well. So, and my vellum, since the vellum is made up of snowflakes, I decided that I would just put some in a few places. I put 5 to decorate the pocket a little bit, and also to sort of make the journaling a little bit even harder to see per se, but not impossible. And so I got that onto the pocket, and then I went into my stash, and I have these fun rhinestones. I don't know, I've had these forever and ever and ever. I think they were back in the day, where was it from Queen and Co, I think. They're those round, and there were 3 different sizes. I think I've used all the big ones, I've used all the small ones, and these were sort of the medium ones. And I just put a lovely little rhinestone on each of the snowflakes. And there's another entry, not necessarily a fun. Now, you see, I wanted to get this on there somewhere. This year will definitely go down in history, but in the end, it didn't fit on anything that I was doing here. It really, I couldn't get it on here at all. So I've cut it out, and I've decided to keep it, but I will definitely be using it because I still have a few pages to get done in my book. And hopefully so February 25th, hopefully I'll be able to come back and just show you the entire December Memories album and show it complete. I'm enjoying this project so much this year. So please make sure you pop on down below and see what everybody else is getting up to today and what they are doing for their Christmas in January. And if you would like to join us, please tag me on Facebook, on Instagram, or link your video in a comment down below. Use the hashtag Christmas in January. Every month you could just use the hashtag Christmas in January, Christmas in February. We do it on the 25th of every month. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to know a little bit more about 6x8 pages, tell me, I love that. I've mentioned this before, but I really am enjoying the 6x8 format as a full layout in this album. And tell me, do you do only 12x12, or do you do only another format, or do you like to mix it up a little bit? And have you tried a full 6x8 page? And if so, did you enjoy the process and you like the end result? And I will see you back again here very soon. Thanks for being here. Bye for now, my friends.